Hello everybody, welcome back. EonShiKeno here once again. We've got game number 2 in this best of 3 between TT1 as our Red Protoss player here in the top right part of the map of Tall Dream Altar and his opponent, E.G. IdrA, the winner of the last game with a very quick expansion into Zergling Roach Rush. I think it was a 7 Roach Rush actually with a huge amount of speedling backup, and TT1, it was kind of it fell on him to defend that with some sentries, and he just didn't get it done. There were just so many Zerglings, so many roaches, and he really didn't have a very good placement of his buildings. That attack came pretty fast, and he just was not ready for that, and IdrA just took that free, easy win, didn't have to macro up or do much anything there. And we got TT1 going to go out for an expansion. It looks like he's going to go for a fast expansion here, already getting that pylon up. We're going to see whether or not he's going to go for the Nexus first, or just go for the Forge and then the Nexus, a little bit safer opening, as opposed to just straight Nexus first. And IdrA is down here in the bottom left. We'll see what he's going to go for this game. Scouting over here, not going to see anything. Actually, don't have to go that far back into the base because you can see the creep about right here, I think. So, any tip out there for you youngins, you forever bronzes. If you want to scout, you don't have to go all the way in there. Just save yourself a couple seconds. But it looks like he's going to throw down the Forge first. Then we're going to see a Nexus come up pretty soon next. And IdrA down here in the bottom left, just still droning. Sending out a double probe scout. So this may be a cannon rush here from TT1. He's got 2 drones out, or sorry, 2 probes out, so I'm assuming he's going to do some type of cannon tactics here. Not quite sure what he's going to go for here. He's still producing probes, and he's chasing each other around. This drone is on that probe's butt, and that drone is going to have to stay on him. He wants to make sure he does not get any cannons up, so he's going to have this drone follow him around the whole time, and he's actually throwing up a spawning pool right now. Hatch first, so we will see a little bit later Zerglings here, so we're going to see whether or not he's going to try and throw down any cannons, but let's see how much money he's up to. He's up to 400 right now, and he hasn't thrown down a Nexus, so I'm just assuming he's going to cannon. Yep, he's actually going to cannon. He's going to do a complete wall off. Oh, wow, he is. He's going to completely wall this off. He's going to get it up. No, he did. Oh, wow. He doesn't get it up. That came so close to finishing right there. He's got 2 probes down here, and that was just completely shut down. And TT1 is going to have to leave with his tail between his legs because that strategy just basically was countered by just blind luck on IdrA's part. Those drones were transferred over here. I'm not quite sure if he did that on purpose, but it looked like he just came up here to do some mining. And they just kind of walked through at the exact time, and that paid off for IdrA. So TT1's expansion is going to come up a little bit later. You can see he's about 150 minerals there, so he could have brought that up a little bit sooner. And that would have been extremely hard for IdrA to stop. He was going to do a complete wall off here, probably throw up a cannon, and force IdrA to cancel this hatchery. There's really nothing he could have done. It would have taken him a while to actually get some Zerglings out to kill those pylons. And you really can't get much of a surface area on those pylons if they're lined up there next to each other. Just not much area to attack. Probably 3 Zerglings is probably the most you could get to attack one pylon if you actually got them set up perfectly there. Drone's going to come up here, see the front of his opponent's base, see the Forge, see the gateway, and has to assume, okay, there's got to be an expansion. And going to throw down another a Cybernetics core. And this probe is going to be able to, or sorry, drone is going to be able to come in here and do some scouting. Walk around here, see what is going on. IdrA at this point has to be pretty happy with this. He's in a really good position. His economy is ahead of his opponents. He got that expansion up plenty easily. Actually made him waste some pylons there, waste some money on spinning those and canceling them. So just got to feel pretty good that cheese failed. So he's in a happy mood right about now. Chrono boosting some more probes out, trying to catch up in the economy, if not pass his opponent. 28 harvesters, actually 28 even now. 2 more just popped out. 5 more drones on the way, so IdrA doing some really heavy macroing right now. Both players macroing up, and it's probably going to be a while before we see any more action, except for these Zerglings going to kill some rocks here. IdrA getting ready to take his 3rd probably very soon. And this drone is still alive in here, has a little bit of damage on him, but nothing too serious. And those things do regenerate over time, so if he just keeps clicking and stays far enough away, he should be able to regenerate to full health. Throwing down a pylon, it looks like TT1's going to give up that challenge of chasing that drone down. He's just going to let him go, let him walk around. And wow, we actually have a 3rd way over here from IdrA. So after looking through the base here and scouting out and getting a pretty good idea what his opponent is up to, he's going to feel safe. Taking the 3rd down here, definitely out of a position 3rd expansion. Most people don't scout there. You'd scout the rocks here first, and then most people kind of give up on the scouting after that. But TT1, he did come down there, scout that out, but he did not see this hatchery over here. Sult's going to go report back to his boss, the Stalker. I would guess the Stalker is his boss. I don't know how the chain of command works in the Protoss, but I would assume the more expensive the unit, the higher up the command you are. So the Stalker would be higher up the command than the Stalker. And these Zerglings are still working on down here, trying to take these rocks out. And what do we got? A Roach Warren going up, a layer tech on the way, a Zerg missile attack, +1 coming, another Queen coming out. Man, it looks like IdrA's going to go for some roaches here. Going to go for a pretty big roach play. We got a robotics facility, 3 more gateways coming up here, and +1 attack for TT1. 1 cannon up, +1 researching here at this forge. And IdrA's going to suicide in an Overlord here from the left side of the map. Actually, sorry, on the right side of the map into the left side of TT1's base. He's not going to see much. He might see this robotics facility getting Chrono Boost out, and he's not going to see these gateways back here, but he's pretty much safely assume here. Basically, the things you're going to look for if you're a Zerg is, okay, is he going some type of tech? What type of tech is he getting? Is he going to get Templar, DTs, or Colossus? That's really what you're looking for, or Stargate. So you're looking for one of those 3 options usually, or maybe just a mass Warp Gate army. So it's going to fly over here. What does he actually see? He sees the Robo, he sees and the Pylon. He's actually going to see, actually, of course, I had the wrong vision selected there. Yeah, now he's actually going to see those gateways. So actually, a scout paid off. He got all the way back in there. Now it's kind of sloppy from TT1. Usually want to have at least 1 Stalker or something just around these corners of your base to stop Overlords from doing any type of suiciding, and you can catch them before they get all the way to your base and get that valuable information. So IdrA's got to be pretty comfortable. And look at this third over here. Huge saturation, and 11 roaches coming out, clear reconstitution, and that Overlord speed is going to be done pretty soon. I think we might see IdrA do some drops, do some Overlord drops. We will see creep tumors making their way out across the map, and it looks like we're going to have TT1 come over here and take out his rocks. Probably a little bit faster than those Zerglings did. This Immortal can take these rocks out no problem, and he's going to take out those rocks and probably throw up a third here. So for the time being, I think we're going to see TT1 play pretty defensive, and IdrA is building up a pretty massive force. He's gathering his Overlord, so I really think he's going to go for a drop. Just saw the warp gates, saw the robotics facility, and actually more gateways coming up. More gateways coming up here for IdrA, and it looks like he's pushing out. Is TT1 actually going to push out? He's bringing a probe along, so it kind of makes me assume that he actually is going to push this attack here in IdrA. He's making Zerglings, Roaches, has a lot of Roaches out, pushing up those creep tumors. Supply count 141 for IdrA, 107 for TT1, and you can see the harvest count 63 versus 52, so ahead by 11 there for IdrA. And it looks like we're going to have a big attack popping up right now. He's got dropping that creep there from those Overlords, so he does have the creep advantage. Home field advantage for the Zerg player. He's going to wait for that Pylon to finish, do a big warp in. He's got, what is this, 6 gateways plus 7 here in the front. Probably going to do a big 7-unit warp in and then go for an attack. +1 armor just finished, so he's got 1/1 upgrades. It's going to work out in pretty good timing. We're going to have a big fight here. Let's see if IdrA can hold this off. Wow, that's got a pretty nice concave there, but the force field's crushing that concave. We're going to pick off a couple roaches there. Observer up there in the front, going to provide vision in case there is any burrowed roaches, but I think he actually doesn't even have burrow at this point. Let me check this out here. Actually, nope, he does not have burrow. So it looks like another attack is going to be on the way here. TT1 is going to have to continue this pressure. He doesn't want to get overwhelmed. He's just buying time for IdrA to produce forces consistently. Force field's going to go up. Guardian shield going up. And the Zerglings coming in from the bottom side. But a really nice force field just separating these armies out here. Immortal's getting some serious kills over here on the right side of the map. And IdrA is not really getting a good position here. More Zerglings coming in. He's going to need reinforcements. Now he's approaching the bottom, but really good force fields here down the bottom left part. And he's keeping a pretty good consistency of his Stalker still alive, and IdrA leaves the game. So there we have it. That's game number 2 here. TT1 taking game number 2 from IdrA with a pretty well-timed attack. That +1 armor finishing right there at the very end. We saw that, and he just had pretty good use of force fields, just keeping them far enough away. I think down here these got a little too close, but you want to keep them far enough away so the Stalkers can attack, and that the Roaches can. Of course, the Roaches have 2 less range than the Stalkers, and 1 less range than the Sentry. So not perfect force fields, but good enough. It actually won him this game, and this 6 warp gate timing attack actually worked out pretty well. Had that 1 observer just in case he had burrowed roaches to deal with, but actually that wasn't a problem. And maybe IdrA just over macroed there, not quite sure. Maybe he needed some Hydras to deal with that. Maybe the Roach Zergling combination just wasn't good enough to deal with these upgraded 1/1 Stalkers, also including the Immortal in there. So I don't know. IdrA feeling he couldn't do any more this game, leaving. So that is game number 2. Let's head on to game number 3, the tiebreaker for this best of 3 series right now.